Coming up on OU Nightly, mold shuts down Norman's largest library. Details in a live report.
And some winter weather is on its way. I'll have that timed out for you coming up.
Plus, OU's offensive coordinator is heading east to a different SEC school. Students' reactions next. This is OU Nightly.
Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Mecca Thompson.
And I'm Spencer Plato. We begin tonight with a big blow to the city of Norman. Just before Thanksgiving, the Pioneer Library System announced it is closing the main location for the public library in Norman for at least 5 months. It's all due to black mold discovered in the library's walls. The library system says it will take all that time to clean the mold from the building. Norman taxpayers say they're outraged. The 4-year-old library cost $39 million to build and is the biggest Norman Forward project in the city. OU Nightly's Noah Mack is live at the library. Noah, this has a big impact on the community.
Yeah, you're totally right. There's cleanup crews here right now, and they're working on getting rid of that mold. But a lot of Norman residents frequent this library every week, and now their schedule is looking a bit different.
A ghost town at Norman's newest and largest public library. For the next 5 months, the Norman Central Library is closed while cleanup crews remove harmful mold from the building. Opened in 2019, the library's closure comes as a surprise to many Norman residents.
It's a little confusing considering the building is not that old.
The closure interrupts a number of programs hosted at the Central Library, including a homeschool group that reserved a room there every week.
Yeah, 3rd floor of that library.
Now, 8-year-old Abdullah Ali goes with his family to Norman's East Library. His homeschool group meets less often, and he says this location doesn't have the large book selection he's used to.
It's like harder for me to get the right books that I need. There's not the good chapter books like the Magic Treehouse books.
Tomorrow, the library board is meeting to consider providing another space for library services, while Norman Central is under remediation. But for Kathleen, she says her and her son Colt will make the East Library their new spot.
And I think he's glad that there's still blocks to play with and animals and other kids here, so yeah.
Yeah, and the library board is going to meet tomorrow evening at 6:30. Reporting live from the Norman Library, Noah Mack, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Noah. More big news for Norman and Sooner fans everywhere. OU now needs a new offensive coordinator after Mississippi State taps Jeff Lebby for its head football coach. OU Nightly's Hallie Moss is live with the reaction from Sooner Nation on Lebby leaving the program.
Yeah, guys, Jeff Lebby was with Oklahoma for 2 seasons under Brent Venables and coached the Sooner defense to the 4th best in the nation. When he arrived to Starkville last night, he was greeted by a mass of Bulldog fans and players.
You guys are going to be incredibly proud of what's happening on Saturday afternoons in Davis Wade. That's a promise.
Also waiting to greet him was former Oklahoma Assistant Athletic Director Zach Selman. His first hire as Mississippi State AD was Lebby. While it was a party in Starkville, Sooner fans here in Norman have mixed reviews about Lebby's exit.
I think a lot of the OU fan base is getting what they asked for and kind of wanting to see Lebby gone in a way. But he led a great offense. I hope we can keep our recruits, but I think it opens up a lot of opportunity.
I think OU's definitely going to miss him. I definitely think we can all say, he's probably a top 3 offensive coordinator in the game right now.
I think Seth Luttrell's a great option. I'm excited to see what Brent does. I trust him.
Not only fans expressed their opinions, many players also showed their support on Twitter for their former coach. On the flip side, some OU recruits also took to Twitter to assure fans they're not going anywhere. The Oklahoma Sooners and their fan base have become no strangers to coaching changes in the past couple years. Although many had strong opinions on Lebby's play calling this season, veteran sports radio host Chris Plank says this is a big loss for the program.
I hope people remember just how special Jeff Lebby was in developing Dylan Gabriel, in embracing NIL and helping to push forward those plans at Oklahoma. And then he has set up this quarterback room for years to come. right? From Jackson Arnold to the kids coming in 24 and 25. He's going to have his detractors because he didn't go 12-0 and Oklahoma didn't win a national championship. But I hope that in time, and success at Mississippi State might help dictate this, but he was really good for Oklahoma. He really was.
Now, dating back to 1999, every OU offensive coordinator has made the transition to a head coaching position. And now Lebby is doing the same. He was a direct hire, and we'll see what'll come in the future. Reporting from the Switzer Center, Hallie Moss, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Hallie. An Oklahoma City Thunder player could be in hot water. And tonight, we know the NBA is investigating allegations on social media over the weekend show what looks like guard Josh Giddey in an inappropriate relationship with a minor. Giddey is from Australia, and some of his Australian sponsor companies say they are aware of the situation and are waiting for the results. This is Giddey's third year in the NBA. He's 21 years old. Social media posts indicated the minor in the photo is 17.
Well, today turned out to be a completely different day compared to yesterday's winter temperatures.
Let's get over to OU Nightly meteorologist Sam Patterson for a look at our weather.
Yeah, thankfully, we warmed up a few degrees right now in Norman. 54, Oklahoma City, 53 degrees, which is way better than the 30s and 40s we saw earlier yesterday, I should say. Guymon, 47 degrees right now. Another good thing is that the winds have died down a little bit. Just 6 miles per hour right now in Norman, 5 in Oklahoma City. Everybody below that 10 mile per hour mark. We had winds upwards of 20 miles per hour yesterday. So a little bit lower today, and thankfully we won't get as much wind chill from that. Now coming up, we're going to talk about this cold week ahead. We have some rain chances coming back on Thursday and some winter weather possibilities ahead.
Thanks, Sam. 11 hostages were just released and are back in Israeli territory. It's day 4 of the truce between Israel and Hamas. OU Nightly's Abby Williams has this and the rest of today's international headlines from the News Center.
The truce currently happening in the Middle East has allowed nearly 70 hostages to be released and 117 Palestinian prisoners freed. Important humanitarian aid has also been brought into Gaza. Right now, the White House reports no Americans are believed to be among those hostages released today. The truce is now extended for 2 more days. In Vermont, 48-year-old Jason Eaton pleads not guilty to shooting 3 Palestinian college students. Right now, authorities are investigating whether the shooting was motivated by hate. This case has garnered national attention amid concerns about rising levels of hate crimes since the start of the Israel-Hamas war. And in Beijing, compensation hearings are being held for families of Chinese victims of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. About 40 families are suing the airlines as well as its insurer, Boeing, and the manufacturer of the plane's engine. Malaysia Flight 370 disappeared over the Indian Ocean nearly 10 years ago, a mystery that's still never been solved. A tribute service for Rosalind Carter is scheduled tomorrow. Former President Jimmy Carter is expected to attend the memorial held in Atlanta. Mecca, Spencer.
Thanks, Abby. 22 cars were involved in a fatal crash over the weekend in Oklahoma City's busiest interchange. We want to thank our partners at News 9 for the video. The wreck happened along I-40 westbound at the I-35 junction. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol says that the crashes were a combination of high speeds and slick roads. 1 person is dead and several others are injured.
Starting today, the federal government is sending out the free COVID test kits. Orders can still be placed at covid.gov. You will get 4 rapid tests. The only requirement is a name and home address. Health insurance information is not needed. A popular social media company is under fire again.
We'll tell you why the platform is at risk after the break.
And happy Cyber Monday to all shoppers.
The inside scoop on the deals you might have missed. Until now, it's all ahead in Money Matters when OU Nightly continues.
Formerly known as Twitter, could lose up to $75 million in advertising revenue by the end of the year. OU Nightly's Kaylee Carnine joins us live with this and more in today's Money Matters.
Yeah, in recent weeks, numerous companies, including Disney, Apple, and IBM, have pulled their advertising. This comes after Elon Musk appeared to endorse an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. But Musk says he'll donate money from ads associated with the Israeli-Hamas war to hospitals in Israel. Adobe Analytics experts expect businesses to rake in $12 billion in revenue today for Cyber Monday. As for Cyber Week, they expect $37 billion in online sales. That's a 5.5% increase from the same week last year. And spending will keep climbing. The National Retail Federation predicts holiday spending to hit record levels through next month. And while you save on shoes and clothes with those cyber deals, you can also save at the pump. According to AAA, the price of gas has been falling for 60 consecutive days. The current national average is down 27 cents from a month ago at $3.25. But here in Oklahoma, we sit below the national average at $2.79. And experts say that prices will continue to drop. Wendy's is bringing savings to your cravings. You can buy a Wendy's key tag for $3, and this special keychain will allow you free daily Junior Frosties until the end of 2024. Mecca, Spencer.
That is a very cool deal. Kaylee, thank you. And a consumer alert this evening, Honda is recalling more than 300,000 Accords and HRVs due to an issue with their seat belts. The company says some front row seat belts are missing a piece. The piece tightens the seat belt during an accident. To determine if your car is affected, visit recalls.honda.com. This is the 14th recall of this year, affecting more than 1 million vehicles.
That winter wind cut right through me on the way to class today.
We are all trying to stay warm right now, and what we know now is that people are pulling out space heaters. This is what the Norman Fire Department wants you to think about before you do. That's coming up on OU Nightly.
And we have some rain and more winter weather on our way. We'll time that out for you when we come back. Well, it was a little bit warmer for us here today in Norman. Live look at our South Oval on campus here. Not too bad. Sun is starting to set as we close in on 5 p.m. Right now, 54 degrees, dew point 25, so it's pretty dry out there. Winds thankfully have subsided a little bit versus what we have seen lately, and temperatures are going to drop down tonight, so you might want a few extra blankets. In Norman tonight, 28 degrees, Oklahoma City 30, average this time of year about 34 degrees, so we're not too far off. And again, winds are going to stay pretty low and insubstantial, so it shouldn't be too bad. But let's take a look at our bigger picture. This is about us right now. As we move throughout the next couple of days, we're going to be pretty mild, not too cold, not too warm. You can see Thursday morning some storms are going to start to develop down south in Texas and move their way up here into central Oklahoma for Thursday. Cool off a little bit for us on Friday until we warm back up into this weekend. Now, next 3 days, let's take a look. Tuesday, high of 56. Wednesday and Thursday, high of 60. Of course, rain chances on Thursday. We'll take another look at that in just a minute. Winds are going to be not too bad again, so thankfully, going to warm back up, and we do still have fall for another month or so. Now, let's time out Thursday for us. Early morning, going to see some showers mostly towards the southwestern portions of Oklahoma. As we move throughout the day, showers are going to start to congeal together here in the central part of Oklahoma. Now, if we look way out west, you can see ice and snow starting to develop in the panhandle. Those will make their way towards north central Oklahoma. At the moment, they're going to stay away from us, but as models are going to get a better grip on the storm, it is possible to see those drop towards the southwest over central Oklahoma. But at the moment, we are just going to have snow for us there. Next 7 days, 56 on Tuesday, 60 Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, 47. Temperatures into the weekend are going to start to warm back up, but again, 40% chance of rain for us on Thursday. We just saw it earlier in one of our stories. Crashes on I-35 and I-40. Even if we don't get wintry precip, any sort of ice or slick, we're going to get rain on Thursday. So if it cools down enough, and it's going to make those roads slick and dangerous. So if you are traveling about Thursday evening into Friday, be sure to be careful with those. Again, next several days, not too bad with temperatures in the 50s and 60s. We're going to cool down for our Friday till we warm right back up early next week.
It's a great day out there today. I was finally able to take off my big coat.
It's been a beautiful day. Now, those showers, we're expected to get really cold or just a little bit cold?
A little cold, not too bad, but again, we got to be careful with anything near freezing, with those roads possibly freezing over, especially over bridges.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, Sam. As winter weather rolls in, heating equipment is coming out. While trying to keep your home warm, there are many important precautions to stay warm safely. According to the U.S. Fire Administration, heating fires are the second leading cause of house fires after cooking incidents. And the Norman Fire Department says they fight many heating-related household fires this season.
We get a lot of fires from older heaters, or the biggest one is just getting it too close to something combustible. If you've got an old heater, try to replace those. Keep them 3 feet away from anything combustible. Don't use extension cords on Christmas tree lights and on heaters.
Also, remember to simply turn off or unplug heaters when you're not using them.
As the college football regular season ends, the coaching carousel begins, and OU football is along for the ride.
And men's basketball spent Thanksgiving in San Diego and came home with some new hardware. OU Nightly's Britton Ross has more in sports.
Thanks, ladies. OU football closed out the regular season Friday with a special send-off for the senior Sooners. Hear from Dylan Gabriel on what made it so special. Next in sports. I'm Britton Ross, and it's time for sports. OU football offensive coordinator Jeff Lebby is leaving the Sooners for the Bulldogs. Lebby accepted the head coaching job at Mississippi State on Sunday. Quarterback Dylan Gabriel says it's all about the journey for Jeff.
As coaches, their journey and wanting to be a head coach is something that, I think he's always wanted to be, as well as a bunch of coaches on our staff. The growth I've seen him make since my freshman year to now, same he's seen with me. I think it's crazy what 2-3 years can do, and he's very special.
Last Friday was bittersweet for the Sooners. Oklahoma sent off the seniors with a sweet 69-45 victory over the TCU Horned Frogs. OU Nightly's Emily Faith has the details on how Senior Day went.
What started as a pileup of players in the tunnel ended as a pileup of points for the Sooners against TCU on Friday. Dylan Gabriel threw for 400 yards, including a 59-yard touchdown pass to Jaden Gibson in the first quarter. The Sooners were sitting at 62 points late in the fourth until Billy Bowman intercepted the ball and ran 45 yards into the end zone for his third pick six of the season, bringing the final score to 69-45 Oklahoma. OU's victory over TCU was bittersweet as Sooner Nation said goodbye to the seniors of Team 129, including leaders like Dylan Gabriel and Drake Stoops. During their time here, the two offensive stars have made a lasting impact on their teammates, their coaches, and most importantly, on each other.
Drake's my best friend. I told him a while ago, but that dude's going to be at my wedding. That's my best friend and someone that we connect really well. We got the same sense of humor at practice. I miss a throw. He'll be quick to let me hear it, but shoot, I wouldn't want to hear it from anyone else. So I'm grateful for him and just everything he represents. He's a true OU boy. So.
A redeeming 10-2 winning record this season leads OU to a bowl game. After that, the Sooners will officially start a new era in the SEC. Reporting from Owen Field, Emily Faith, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Emily. In the pros, Samaje Perine scored his first touchdown of the year in Denver's win over the Browns. And Jalen Hurts solidified himself as the frontrunner for the NFL MVP award on Sunday. Hurts totaled 5 touchdowns in Philly's 37-34 overtime win against the Bills, including this game-winning touchdown run. OU men's basketball won the Rady's Children's Invitational with Otega Oweh's game-winning putback against USC 72-70. The win moves the Sooners to 6-0 on the season and into the AP Top 25 for the first time under head coach Porter Moser. The Sooners return to action Thursday for a game only for students in McCaslin Fieldhouse. And OU volleyball had their senior send-off on Saturday, beating West Virginia 3-2. They finished the season with an 11-17 record. Spencer, Mecca.
Thanks, Britton. Now that Thanksgiving is over, it's time to cue the Christmas lights and deck the halls.
See how one city is starting a new holiday tradition and getting residents in the Christmas spirit when OU Nightly returns. One city is getting in the Christmas spirit in a big way, drawing in lots of attention.
A display of 4 million lights are set up in Legends Field in Kansas City, Kansas, creating a Christmas maze. The maze, known as Enchantment, is the largest Christmas maze in the world, drawing in hundreds of people to the event. Kansas City residents are hoping for the maze to become a new holiday tradition.
I am so excited to see the Christmas lights this holiday season in Norman.
Me too. Let's head over to OU Nightly's meteorologist Sam Patterson for one last look at this week's temps.
Yep, going to take a few more days before we feel like winter. 60s for us through Thursday. With that rain, though, we're going to cool down to 47. Going to feel a little bit more winter-like for us on Friday.
Thanks, Sam. Thank you for watching OU Nightly. I'm Spencer Plato.
And I'm Mecca Thompson. Be sure to watch OU Nightly live weekdays at 4:30. Good night.
Prepared as your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane. You can't just turn away a natural disaster.